Hey, everybody.
Hey. Hello.
Hi. So
look at us. Three really handsome middle-aged men hanging out.
Damn right. So we thought it would be a fun thing to do tonight to chat with Greg. Todd and I chat with Greg a little bit about old DFD times and their new record, the new Celebrity Sex Scandal record, and Razor to Wrist Records and all that happy horse shit. So I'm Jason, and I see Todd in here. Hey, Todd.
Hey.
Hey. And of course,
hello.
Greg.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know if I'm the de facto host of this thing, but I guess I sort of am. So what's going on, guys?
You're off to a great start, man. I feel really comfortable.
No, me too.
We were just talking about vasectomies before we came, and that was probably a little more interesting than this.
I agree. Well, listen, let's get back to vasectomies. Did you get one, Todd?
Oh, yeah. I got mine a long time ago.
Okay, good. So, yeah.
6 years, yeah.
Really?
Been shooting blanks for a while at this point.
Yeah.
Yes,
you want to come over here?
No. Can you watch your video?
Not right now. So I just got done telling these guys about you making my stuttering compilation.
It's a minute long, and this is only the first 10 minutes.
So he said he got through 10 minutes of the interview, and and he has 1 whole minute of me stuttering. So look, finish it up, and then we'll post it later.
I'm not going to watch the whole video. It's too boring.
So we figured that we would take some questions from everybody and try to figure some stuff out. So I'm going to monitor along as this thing progresses. I'll monitor along, and if anybody has any questions that they want to put forth, I'll read them out to the guys, and that'll be that.
Yeah, if anybody has questions, that would be preferable, so we don't have to think at all.
So we don't have to try to be witty or anything.
Exactly.
Thinking is not optimal.
I do got to say that when John came down here to record, he reminded me of a couple of good stories. It was from back in the day. It was one night. I guess we were after a show, like lugging our luggage up to a hotel room, and you started peeing off the balcony, Todd.
Right. Sounds good so far.
That sounds like a Tuesday.
Right.
This definitely happened so far.
And so I walk up and I got all my bags and shit, and you turn over to me, and the piece like, and he's like, "Don't you remember that night you fell out of your shoes? You were stepping
I
backwards,
totally remember that.
Fell out of your shoes."
That was a long-going. You fell out of your shoe thing for quite some time.
I forgot about that.
Dude, there are a lot of epic Todd P stories from tour.
I'm sure.
Without a doubt. Dude, remember,
go ahead.
Where were we? I forget where we were. I was You were upstairs sleeping in somebody's house. We were spending the night.
Amy Weiser.
Amy? No.
I know this piss story.
Different spot. I was downstairs on the floor, and I was sleeping beside this little...
shit.
This is
a great one
of
dog toys.
Dog toys, and Todd thought that it was a litter box.
No.
You totally did. You totally thought it was a litter box.
That was the excuse I made up the next morning.
And I'm sort of half asleep and sort of awake, and I'm getting this mist on my face, like what the fuck is going on? And I woke up and looked up, and Todd is peeing over my head. Into the box of dog toys. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually we played
just on your face. That's disgusting.
It was bad. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, shut up.
We had played a Warped Tour show that day, and we went to a friend of Ron from Rotten Records who was going to let us stay at her house, and we got absolutely shit-faced. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and I thought I was still just gone. And I woke up and thought that I was in the bathroom. And I realized that I wasn't in the bathroom when Jay goes, "Dude, you're peeing all over the dog toys." And I remember going, "Yeah," I said, "Shut up, dude, whatever. You don't know what you're talking about." And then went back to sleep. And then as soon as I opened my eyes, I knew that I had peed in her living room. And he goes, "You peed on the dog toys," and I said, "I think it was a litter box," because I was trying to make the situation a little bit better, but there was definitely some soggy dog toys in the far.
Listen, I think that
we stacked up the dry ones.
Yeah, she won't notice.
Top of all the piss wet ones.
Dude,
oh my God.
Piss stories aside, I think that one of my favorite stories. I got a couple of good shit stories about Todd too. I mean, the shitting on a boxing stage in Arizona is infamous, right? I mean, for the most part, right? I would think that everybody knows that. But that's not my favorite one. My favorite was we drove from DC to LA and played at the Whiskey because we were going to be on tour with Tub Ring and some other band, and they canceled the tour except for we were already there.
Oh, I totally remember that.
And dude didn't pay us, and so we're like, fuck it, I guess we're going to drive home. So we drove all the way to LA, and we're going to drive all the way home. On the way home the next day, we're in Arizona, and Todd has to shit. Oh, I forgot a very important thing. The night beforehand, Todd got really drunk and fell down the stairs and sprained his ankle.
Right.
I know this story.
He fucking sprained his ankle, and he's like can barely fucking walk and shit, right? And so we're in Arizona, and he's like, I got to shit, and we're like,
just the middle of the desert.
Yeah, there was nothing. I mean, it was like gas stations are like 100 miles between each other. And he's like, I gotta go. And we're like, what do you want to do? He's like, just pull over. Like, there are no bushes or anything. There's like a cactus over there and like another cactus way over there. So he just fucking pulls over. He gets out and he fucking he has a stick with him to prop himself up because of his hurt ankle.
It was also my cane too.
That's what I'm saying. He's carrying a big ass stick with him since LA, and fucking. We just sat there and watched him fucking shit right in the middle of the
like standing up, like shitting.
I mean, it was awkward because like I've seen dogs shit and I've seen horses shit. You know what I mean? Like shit falls out of animals' asses, but I've never sat there and just watched a human shit. Like, you know what
dude,
I mean?
as I recall, I had my my cane and I leaned back on it to have a proper position to make poo-poo, and the fucking thing snapped and I fell back on my back.
I don't remember, but potentially maybe I was at that point already busting a gut.
Yeah.
It was
good times.
That was hilarious. Shitting and pissing, good times.
Hey dude, piss and shit stories never get old.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, why do you think there's so much scat porn on the internet?
Never heard of it. Yeah, I seem to recall. I mean, Greg, this was after you had left the band. It was another trip across country back from LA, and it was when Ollie was the drummer, and Ollie had a friend named Eric Feichel that we took out as a merch guy, and Eric Feichel and Ollie were in the way back seat of the van, and they cracked open a brand new bottle of whiskey, and it was a pretty sizable bottle, and they start chugging back and forth, come up my way, back and forth until this thing is gone in like 10 minutes. So,
but keep in mind that Ollie weighed about 240 and Feichel weighed about 160.
That was back in Ollie's big days, so he might have been pushing. He was a tall guy too. So anyway, I don't even think, I think I was slightly buzzing, but the two in the back seat were absolutely fucking hammered. And so at some point, Feichel's like, I got to pee. And I don't know if the driver whoever was driving didn't hear him or what, but he was going to attempt to pee in a bottle. So he grabs the bottle, hammered out of his mind. He's peeing in the bottle, and Ollie's like, if any of that pee hits me, I'm gonna kick your ass, blah blah blah. As soon as he said that, his dick pops out of the top of the soda bottle and starts peeing all over Ollie. While that's happening, Ollie's just wailing on his leg. You motherfucker, like that. So we had a good laugh about that, and then I think after that, somebody had to go number two or didn't want to pee in the van again. So it was Feichel that got out, stumbled out, fell out of the side of the van. We were parked on the side of the road with this steep, like, serious decline.
We were on I-83.
Okay, there you go.
Who is he, John Insminger?
Exit 216.
You
Exit
left
216, October 30th, 3 p.m.
Right.
You left out the part of the story, though, where Feichel only had a T-shirt on.
Okay, yes. He's peed his pants, so he only had a T-shirt on. So he's like, just let me out.
He's only wearing a T-shirt at this point.
So, okay. Well, I was just going to say that. So we let him out of the van. He gets caught under the guardrail, and then finally makes his way out. We're like, dude, be careful, because there's like a steep embankment there. Just do your thing. Get back in the van. Next thing we know, he's leaning forward, and he falls all the way down, somersaults down the fucking embankment, all the way to the bottom. And it seemed like he was going down, rolling for like 30 seconds. We see him down at the bottom of the hill.
Ass balls head.
It's like a Simpsons episode.
Yeah,
it was like a straight dead.
He gets up. We're all
pricker bushes, and
we're all standing at the top of the hill, like, dude, are you okay? And he gets up and he's covered in blood, and pricker bushes are stuck in him. So he's like at the bottom, and he goes, "What happened, guys? What happened?" So a cop pulls up. Right as he's getting up from the bottom of the hill and
he
walks
doesn't have
up.
any pants on.
He's naked from waist down, and the cop goes, "So you fellas having a little party out here, huh?" And we're like, "Sorry, sir." We explain the situation. He goes, "Get that guy, get him into the van, and get the hell out of here." So
take the party back into the van.
We end up driving another, 3 hours, and I think Feichel at this point is feeling like hammered shit, because he's like kind of almost hungover from being that hammered and then coming down. So we stop at a gas station. He decides he's going to get a hot dog and some strawberry ice cream. So he wolfs that shit down. Next thing I know, I hear in the back seat, "I'm going to be sick." So Ollie goes, "Get a paper bag, get something, pull over."
We had a Wendy's bag.
He had a Wendy's bag, so he blasts in the Wendy's bag. He starts puking up copious amounts of puke, and that fills up. So Ollie goes, "Puke in your pants." So he starts puking in his pants, and Ollie's like, "Tie up the pant leg so it doesn't fall out the bottom." So there's all this fucking hot dog and fucking hot dog and
strawberry
pink vomit, strawberry pink vomit. So meanwhile, Jeff Siegel, who is still in the band, is sitting in like the front seat by the window, and Ollie's like, "Dude, throw your fucking pants out. There's no salvaging it. It smells like vomit in here. It smells so bad." So Feichel whips his pants out, and the fucking pant leg comes undone, and puke goes all over the place, everywhere in the van. Jeff's going, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." There's puke all over the van.
So the whole fucker there is too.
Oh, dude, he was appalled. We were all appalled. So like the next 5 hours on the trip, we're like, "You motherfucker, this is awful." There's like pink vomit all over the inside of the van. Oh God, it was great.
So just to be clear, there were a lot of reasons I quit the band, and the van was one of them.
Yeah, that's half the fun. Like Chevy Chase said, getting there's half the fun.
Yeah. Dude, do you remember, do you remember 9/11, dude?
Of course, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
And do you remember the ride home?
I remember we were all super freaked out as everybody else around the world.
You don't remember the farce that I was playing?
Oh,
because do you remember you guys came in Monday. It was Monday Night Football, the Monday that I stayed at Gavin's house.
Right.
Well, you guys all went out to get shit-faced, and I wanted to watch the Broncos game. And Ed McCaffrey broke his leg, end of his career, whatever. And then that Monday morning was or Sunday or Tuesday morning or whatever was 9/11. But that night when you guys came home, I was just trying to sleep. I was just trying to have like a reasonable, calm night off, when we were on the road. And they come home and they're all like fucking dry humping me and shit, and like throwing me all over the room and shit. You and Campanella. I mean, there's shit in my ass, shit in my face, whatever. And anyway, I was so pissed off. So the next morning, It was when I determined I was lactose intolerant. So when I woke up in the morning, I ate 7 ice cream sandwiches, and the whole way home.
If 9/11 couldn't get any worse,
the whole way home, everybody was so pissed. I'm surprised you don't remember that, but yeah, I mean, like the winners, Jeff.
Dude, Jeff used to get so mad.
We're like, look, Jeff, if we hold in our farts, the terrorists win. Okay, Jeff? Dude, and you remember how worked up he'd get if we would like touch him, like kind of sensually?
My God.
Which made us just want to touch him more.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, dude, I remember one time Brian White told him, he's like, he went to go give him a hug, and Jeff's like this, and Brian's like, don't be so frail or whatever. And he's like, don't call me frail. And
then he gets down, does push-ups, and starts rapping and shit.
But all those push-ups worked. Have you seen him lately, dude?
Yeah, he's jacked.
He's gorgeous.
Yeah.
He's gorgeous.
He came.
I just see him on Instagram from the neck up talking about politics, and I'm like, let's see some more body pics here.
Do this with your shirt up, baby.
Right.
Yeah, when he came down here, he's like, "Oh, listen, before we start recording anywhere that I can get a workout in, like anywhere you want, baby."
It's like, let me get these pants off.
So we got some questions coming in.
Was that the end of your 9/11 story, Greg?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that I farted a lot.
Oh man, that's a doozy. That's
stinky.
A hell of a tale.
I was going for stinky. I had a couple other, but that's all right. What do you got, Jay?
Oh, we
can do that. We can do more stories, but we'll
jump right into it.
Greg, how do you feel about the re-recordings?
How do I feel?
How do you feel about them?
I think I have mixed feelings. Like, I mean, I feel like I told Todd. I said when they first went through, I was like, I felt like a part of my stuff was kind of like now gone.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not. It's not that important to me. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool that the reason it was done was to preserve the music and make it available to everybody, and I think that was cool.
Yeah.
I have not actually listened to all of the re-records. I've listened to a handful of songs, but I haven't listened to like full albums. But they sound great.
Right on. Yeah, I mean that was the reason we did them. To be honest, I mean you and I have never actually discussed it even. I mean the whole purpose of that was there were a bunch of, I mean, just so people out there know, I mean there were a whole bunch of these songs that they're literally, they were out of print and they weren't on iTunes and they weren't anywhere. So
you couldn't even find a lot of them. You couldn't even find on YouTube.
Couldn't do anything.
That was the whole idea. Is like all this, what I feel is great music from our catalog is kind of out there in the oblivion, and we had tried to reach out to Spitfire Records to buy the masters to put it out as the OG versions, and had absolutely radio silence from them. So it's like you're in a position where we can either just let it stay out there in oblivion, or we can re-record the stuff and hopefully, I mean, a lot of the goal here is just to have not only what's going on currently to be thrown out there to new people, but all the stuff that we've done over 20 years. I mean, so it felt like a no-brainer.
I didn't take it personal. I mean, I texted Todd because maybe at first I was like, "What are you guys doing?" Like, you're gonna let me lay a track, But, yeah, I mean, I don't, So whoever is asking the question, I mean, I think the real situation is I don't hold any ill will at all for whatever. You know what I mean? Like, if they're asking what I think about the sound, I haven't listened to all of it because I've heard those songs a billion times. So,
yeah. Well, we tried, man. And I know, I mean, we haven't really discussed this. I tried particularly with anarchists and committed to get the guitar parts as close as possible to what you did originally. And in fact, I had your, and you probably don't even know that I had this. I had your original anarchists and committed demos, and I had those songs with soloed guitar parts.
Oh wow!
Which is crazy. So I was able to, like, for anarchists in particular, really get them as close as possible. So
well, I noticed that when we went back to when we did the reunion show years ago, it was so interesting how different you and I played certain things.
Sure.
Like, and especially on those shows that on those songs that we played together.
Yeah.
First of all, I had so much fun that weekend, and I had such a blast playing when it was both of us, because I've never played with another guitarist in the band. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like, it was super cool to be able to bounce off a little bit and take some space and do this and like do stupid minor third harmony or whatever. Like it was really cool. But it was very clear that like we played stuff. We were even playing stuff in different tunings and stuff. But
for sure.
But the gist of the whole thing was it was all good. Let me turn the slide on behind me.
Yeah, you got
like witness protection programs.
Yeah.
Totally witness protection.
Dude, I'm in my favorite place in the world, which is my back patio, dude. I love it out here. So
anyway. That's where I'm at.
No, look at us. No, look at us.
The backyard boys.
Well, I mean, like
BYB.
Yeah, the backdoor.
It's weird how the songs, evolved over time. And going back when I actually was learning the guitar to do the re-recordings, I realized that I had been playing stuff wrong ever since I joined the band, to be honest. So, and have changed how I do things now so that they kind of it's more along the lines of what you did originally for a lot of the stuff. Some of it's still different.
Yeah, so. I don't know. You guys. So it's interesting because those are the original things and everything, but like, when you think about it, like, dude, Jay, you've been in this band way longer than I was. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, which is crazy. Yeah. Like, it's funny to think about, like, all the time I spent with DFD and like in tour and me and Todd. We were friends when we were 16 years old, and so I consider us starting at 16, even though like we weren't quite really like DFD at that point.
A band, yeah.
In the big picture, so you put your stamp on it, and you have, you and I have, I don't want to say we have different styles, but not horribly different styles, more than we have different technique. Like one of us is really sloppy, and the other one's proficient. You know what I mean?
We don't have to go into details. Though, right?
I'm not going to say who's who. So there you go.
Well, it was always interesting writing with Greg back in the day, because I will say one thing for that guy. He was a true original, because his riffs, I remember he would introduce them to us, and John would always say after Greg has played the riff and introduced us, he'd go, "Greg, where's the one?" And then we'd go, "That is the weirdest timing I've ever heard in a fucking riff." But they gave us our own kind of thing, and we sliced and diced and made it work, and even sometimes didn't have to slice and dice. We'd just be like, "That's fucking weird, but it's awesome, so let's go with it," which was always an asset. So
the answer is I still don't know where the fucking one is. And
is that the answer?
It's funny because we're practicing right now, rehearsing for this for the live stream on October 30th. And dude, this drummer that we have that's doing the live drums for us, this guy's a fucking badass. But in Status Quo, the end of Status Quo, which was that third song that we put out, or the latest one. Oh, in a second. Oh, anyway, dude, the end of it is an 11/16, and so like when John recorded that song, I wanted it to be more crazy at the end, but John was struggling with the 11/16 thing. He's like, so he stuck to the beat, and I'm like, I don't understand what was hard about that part, because it just makes sense to me.
Right.
But that's because things always, like you always said, if you can play it and you can play it in a loop, then it must be in some kind of time signature, right? And so like that was the thing. And John came in and like we just had clicks, and he was like, so we had to figure it out. So it's 11/16. So this drummer that we have now, I'm like, dude, live, I want you to like fucking go nuts at the end of the song. I don't want it just to be just the beat. I want fucking full on solo. And he's like, you want me to write a solo in 11/16? I'm like, not. It's really not my fucking problem.
Yeah, maybe you could stop being so argumentative and fucking do it.
Maybe you should fucking shut the fuck up.
Do you want your fucking free beer tickets or not?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
We're supposed to get pizza that night, bucko. But, oh, shit. Yeah. It's, you guys definitely have different styles, but they both work in the context of, with the great thing that I love about Dogfashion Disco is that there's no rules, man. You just fucking, oh, here's a country song. Oh, here's a ska song. Oh, here's a jazz break. Oh, here's the, and it keeps things fresh and it keeps things interesting. So having, I don't know where I was going with this, but, thank God, there were more people. We got it worked out. Jason and I, were for the most part, I'll come up with some riffs or he comes up with almost all the riffs, and the songs are pretty much mapped out like by he and I before the rest of the dudes hear them, only because I spent fucking years in the woodshed and in a practice space scenario, and it was a fucking nightmare to write songs. I don't even know how we wrote those albums and how they turned out that good, Greg.
Hey, dude,
what a fucking nightmare.
I'm never doing that again with anyone.
No.
Yeah,
I remember, hey, you want to come over and jam? No, I don't. I don't want to jam at all.
So neither do I. And Todd and I, like, when we work on stuff now, it's still hard, man. Like, we still get into a room and when we work on stuff together, dude, we still don't really. We agree to an extent, but it's still not like.
Imagine adding 2 more people in the mix and
or 3 more, just like.
Yeah. No, we didn't know any better back in the day, and that's just what you did. You know what I mean?
Like, totally.
Well,
and I remember writing. I remember. What'd you say?
Technology has changed it all.
Oh, fuck yeah. I remember when we were writing Committed, like, those were the worst times of my fucking life, writing that album in that fucking storage shed with a generator outside, and it's fucking cold and shit. Like, like, it was horrible. And, like, that's when I was like, I think I'm out of here. And, like, you guys were trying out Ollie, and, like, it was a tough situation. And so, writing that way.
Did John leave before you?
No, I did. I told you guys I was going to leave, but I think you had I don't remember the succession.
Dude, if you remember Ollie being there, then
I didn't play with Ollie.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, what?
No, you guys. I knew that there was something going on because John called me and he's like, September 23rd at 6 p.m. He's like, I noticed.
Case log number 221. Like, I'm resigning.
I noticed that there was a
piece of wood chips.
There was a different
bass pedal imprint.
Bass. That's exactly what it was, and then he knew,
Well, I think he was wanting to hit the pavement anyway. So
yeah. He was. It was a tough time, I think, for everybody. It just didn't feel good for me and John anyway. But but no, technology, like Jason said, has changed everything, because this last album for Celebrity, I wrote the entire thing by myself on the iPad, and I basically did fucking tracks by myself to a click. And then John came and played to him. The only thing I didn't do that to was Cobwebs, which Justin wrote that song, and he had for 3 years, and he's in a handful of other bands, and I was like, dude, just save that song for us, just don't put it on anything. So he did. Which is awesome.
That song is fucking killer.
It's a great song.
I like all the songs you guys released so far. It's really solid material, man, and that's impressive knowing that you did all that shit and came up with all that stuff. So kudos to you.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, so I wrote the whole, like, I wrote the whole thing and then just fucking onto click track, and then John just came in and made it, and then it just grows. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has art.
Dude, every time we do a record with John, man, like, you have these like husks of songs, and you don't really know what they are until suddenly the drums are there, and you're like, holy shit, it's actually a fucking song now.
Right.
It's really cool.
Well, I'll tell you what really starts to shape our songs is when the bass comes in, because Dan is a phenomenal player. He's a school musician. He went to Purdue on a stand-up scholarship. So on a stand-up bass scholarship. So he's like a legitimate guy, which is like, I don't know where the one
beyond
is.
any of us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the one is. Dan's
It's like
this guy
like
comes in knowing where the one is. This fucking prick.
I know. He's like, it's right here, and I'm like, fuck you, Dan.
Yeah, that's how we feel with Matt Ripito. Oh, you brought your sheet music. Well,
Ooh.
auntie fucking da.
That's exactly how he is. Yeah, like I can imagine Matt being that way. Yeah, it's kind of like these descriptions, and he's like, oh, it's on the ooh, ah, it's on the ah of the beat, and I'm like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever.
If you say so.
So I came in on the ooh-ee or the ah.
I'm like, is it the ooh-ee or is it the ah?
Because I want to come in on the who's one nada.
So when he adds his shit, dude, that's when it's like, because rock is so like, there's a lot of power chords we play, right, Jay? I mean, we play a lot of interesting stuff, but a lot of it's power chords.
We do play some power chords.
But the thing is that what people play underneath it, it designates the tone, or the key. It determines the key based on what's going on underneath it, So he feels like he has this free range to just determine the key underneath everything, and I think it makes it good, makes it different.
I think you're right.
Well, it was good seeing you guys.
So it is good seeing everybody. So the reason that we're here really is to talk about Greg's new album, and to talk about our record label. So, like, I guess it's is it 10 years now, Todd, that Razor to Wrist has been around?
I'm changing seats here.
You're switching it up. Are we gonna get a crotch shot here?
I don't know. So has it been 10 years?
So
I would say
it's been 8 years. The first record that we put out was Black
Knives Out,
which was
2011. Oh, 12. Okay, gotcha.
So Todd and I started a record label. It's called Razor to Wrist Records, and we now have. I think we have 20 albums now on our label, including all the original stuff and the re-records that we did. And it was always the goal to move beyond us doing all the material and, signing some other bands. So the first logical step in doing that was to have Celebrity Sex Scandal on our label. And as everyone knows, Greg is the guitarist in Celebrity Sex Scandal. And it also includes John Ensminger, who is our drummer and has been, DFD's drummer since the beginning, except for the hiatus when Ollie was the drummer, and Jeff Eagle, the keyboardist. I don't say who's the original keyboardist in DFD? It wasn't Sennin.
I'm just joking.
Who was it?
It was him.
Sennin.
Oh, it was Sennin?
Yeah.
Sennin, yeah.
Okay, I thought that you guys had somebody else before Sennin.
We did with that fat kid that brought his mom over. Remember that, dude?
Was that in your mom's basement in Olney?
It was no. That was no.
Oh, that was the drummer.
Yeah.
Remember that kid? He was kind of stinky, right?
Yeah,
stinky butt.
And we kept talking about how much we wanted John back in front of him.
Yeah, just to give him the confidence boost.
It's like, you're doing great. Where's John?
God, you killed it on that song. God, I wish we had our old drummer.
Well,
so not to get off the track here. So we signed Greg's band, and we have that up for pre-order now on razortowrist.com. If you guys want to check out all the shit that we have available over there, there's a bunch of really cool shirts, and there's some patches like this one. If I could get it right, what am I doing? There it is.
There you go.
There it is. Shirts, patches, CDs, the whole thing. It's one of our typical
sweatshirts.
Sweatshirts.
Dude, that sweatshirt looks amazing.
It's like really green, good. Right?
It's super. Yeah.
Jason's a beast with that merch game.
He really is. Hey, listen, and I want to say something to all the DFD fans and Polka Dot fans that are watching. That, I know that there's this natural tendency to compare. You know what I mean? Because this celebrity is very similar to DFD. Like, it's even with the musicians. There's three of the guys in there. I just want everybody to know that, like, it's kind of a natural sound that we have because we grew up together, and I want everybody to know that the evolution of where we are as Celebrity Sex Scandal has taken a while to build. And I know that it might sound a little bit like DFD, but I also think there's a lot of differences there in a lot of ways. And I want you guys to appreciate it. I want you guys to understand that, it's not like we got together and we tried to emulate the past. We're trying to grow. Yeah. We're trying to grow from what we've learned in the past. And I got to say, I'm super proud of the Fundamental. Like, honestly, when I wrote this album, I did not like it at all. I thought it was boring, and I thought it was just crap. I really did. I really did. And I was worried about it because I felt like Integral, our previous album, was like very experimental and very, really cool. And I thought that, there's no way we could do something better than that, which was stupid because now I look at it and like, we can improve a lot. But I'm proud of this album. I think it sounds great. And I hope that all of you guys that are Mushroom Cult people out there and everything can, take a listen without comparison and judgment, and just and understand that it's just another avenue, for music. Hopefully you guys like.
Absolutely. And it is different, man. I mean, I think I find some similarity there to some of the old DFD stuff, but it's its own thing for sure. Without doubt.
I think it's definitely different than the new DFD stuff for sure. I think.
Well, it's got a quirky element to it, so then you're going to get, and
you're going to get the standard weird shit with horns, which is cool to be lumped in that category. Fine. Yeah, which is cool to be in that category, but it's like, oh, are they copying or whatever? Like,
who cares?
Yeah, I know.
Don't let it bother you, dude.
It's not that it bothers me. I just want everybody to
open mind,
kind of evolve to it. Yeah, be open minded. That's all.
Well, I'm sure that people that have heard it so far dig it. So
it's been a great response,
and we're happy to have it on our label too, man. It's really cool. So that's the goal. The goal has always been to bring other bands in and other like-minded bands and have them on our label and try to build a community and have like-minded musicians and friends on our label. We don't have any money, but we have friendship.
Right. Well,
right.
Right.
I gotta say, dude, we are so grateful. All of us are so grateful that you guys were able to take this on for us and give it a shot. You know what I mean? Like, not only is it cool that you guys have helped us so much with merch and putting this album out, but dude, that freaking group, that polka dot DFD group, that Mushroom Cold is truly
pretty incredible. Great
community, and it's just people doing shit for each other, being there for each other, and it's really, really great to be part of that. And I think that
it's unlike any small band's fan base in the world. It just is, man. It's the craziest thing.
With this signing to Razor to Wrist, like, help bring me in even more, because I was always in that group, but now I feel like really part of this group, and I feel like those people, man, they're fucking amazing. And a lot of it has to do with, honestly, your guys' personalities and being at shows, and just the way that ever since the beginning, fans were always treated,
Well, hey, without them, we ain't doing shit. So
exactly.
And it also helps that they're fucking awesome people and fun to hang out with too, because one of the highlights for me of the show is the hangout. It's a lot of fun to hang with these people and see them, and hey, how's your family? And to kind of catch up, because it's not a fan relationship with a majority of them. It's a friend thing. It's like you actually look forward. Oh, we're going to this city. We're going to see X, Y, and Z, and you look forward to that. It's then a bunch of blank faces in front of you, and okay, thanks, buy some merch. It's not. It's a big family of really good people, man. So,
and they support us at every turn, and honestly, like if we didn't have the support of those people I mean, it would be impossible to keep doing what we've been doing. So
right. Well,
very thankful, very lucky.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for being part of this, because I know that some of them are, well, hopefully all of them will buy the Celebrity Sex Scandal.
Let's hope.
Some of them.
Yeah. Hey, man. Anything is great. We're thankful for it all. But yes, please go purchase the Celebrity Sex Scandal record. It will help all of our endeavors. It'll help Celebrity Sex Scandal as well as Razor to Wrist Records as we pursue our goals of becoming a real record label.
Before we're 70.
Well, I still have some color in my beard, although not much. So let's grab another question or two. What do you guys think? There's a friggin' rack of them in here.
All right, let's do it.
Hey Todd, Sex Offender isn't on YouTube. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, Todd.
Yeah, Todd. God damn it.
It's not. Oh well, of course it's not, because of Ron from Rotten Records. He doesn't put any of his shit on YouTube.
From Rotten. Yeah, none of the.
I'm not taking the blame for this one. So I guess maybe we should just re-record it, and then you'll be happy, right?
And do that. We did it with Purgatory. Why not?
I'm down.
Love the first Celebrity Sex Scandal record. Can't wait for the Fundamental. The Rabbit Hole shirt is dope. Okay. Geez, there's a bunch of comments in here. Do these guys ever answer any fucking questions, or are they just sitting around drinking and having story time?
Well, the latter.
Don't answer that question. You remember this one time when I shit in the desert? So was that his question?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
The answer is no, fuckhead. Sorry, not fuckhead. Sorry.
Sorry, by the CD.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. We have a really cool sweatshirt.
You know I didn't mean that. You know I love you.
Didn't mean it at all.
Just make it a little funny.
I get a racket, like there's a rack of people saying, saw you guys in Cleveland. Okay, well, sweet. Come again.
We'd love to.
There's plan that out later.
Yeah. Gotta get through this Rona.
Todd, please unblock this name on Instagram if you give a shit about your fans. Wow, people are really fucking terrible, man. Sometimes.
Hold on. We just went from how awesome they were.
I know. It's like...
take all those compliments back.
What did they say about Instagram?
Fucking bullshit.
Stop blocking what?
I don't know what we did on Instagram. Apparently we blocked somebody.
I don't even go on Instagram, dude.
That's Brian Fain. Let's play Brian Fain.
Oh, yeah. Now it all is.
You don't have to listen to anything that kid says.
Okay, so out of curiosity, when will it be on Spotify? Like when the album officially drops or after? Yes, that's it'll be on Spotify November 6th.
7th, right? 7th, I think.
6th or 6th.
Okay.
It's that Friday. Yeah, so that's generally how all the albums work. Is they hit the streaming platforms the day that their official street date.
And also, I'd like to say to all you guys that, like, you know, I don't even have a CD player, so I understand buying a CD is kind of passe a little bit, but maybe grab your favorite shirt. You know, grab your favorite shirt.
Try to play that.
Maybe get a shirt.
Get a shirt and shove it.
You're quite a salesman, Greg.
So you can hear the song.
You're gonna go far in this music business. Maybe get a shirt.
I know CDs are kind of passe, but patches aren't.
Everybody's got jean jackets these days.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh.
I'm having a hard time getting this fucking question thing to work. Vinyl, we want vinyl. Ooh, they want vinyl, Greg.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that passe?
Vinyl passe? What's the In the Blind sticker that came with my Black Mass Hysteria vinyl?
Ooh.
Drum roll, please.
That's the project that I've been working on for going on half a decade.
I think it's been longer than that.
Can I
it's almost passe.
Can I comment on In the Blind real quick, if you don't
sure.
mind, Jason?
Sure, you haven't heard it yet, though. How can you comment
so hold on, Jason.
Have you heard it?
Top secret information.
Okay.
I have heard it. Clearly not with vocals, but all the shit you and John did. He showed me when I was down there.
Ooh.
It's fucking badass. It is heavy as shit, and it's badass. I mean, like, there's one song in particular, and I can't remember. I mean, he told me what you guys were referring to it as, but there's a couple of shit. There's like some crazy shit in there. It is really good.
There's some riffs really on that fucker.
Yeah, it's riffy.
Yeah.
It's ballsy riffy.
Well,
when's that coming out, Jay?
One of these days I'll get it done. Hopefully like early next. It depends really like when we schedule the DFD, man. I don't want it anywhere near DFD. So I mean, I think we were going to try to have the new DFD album done next summer. I mean, is that still the plan?
Well, it all depends on a certain drummer and his schedule.
The other members' schedules. The songs have been written for like 6 months.
Yeah, I've got all my lyrics written. I'm ready to go sing in Baltimore. You let me know when I should drive up.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we'll figure that out. Like it's
yeah, John's coming
out
here in January. Though she's the new celebrity. So
is he?
No, I'm just.
That'd be great.
No, we're working on it though. 15 songs already cataloged on the iPad, ready to go.
Kick ass, man. Yeah, I've gotten better and better and better at programming drums, and it annoys the shit out of John because I send him complete songs like with the drums in there. He's like, "Don't send me drums, god damn it." Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Well then,
I do it anyway.
Give us some feedback anyway. Yeah, do something.
Well, that's. I mean, when I write something, man, like it's easier for me to have like a beat in it. Like it's trying to write. I mean, we've been doing it to just like a fucking click track forever, and that makes sense too. It's fine, but like having a beat there and then like being able to say, "Hey, this is kind of what we think," like, or what I think. This is what I had in mind. Like
double time and not half time.
Like
a tribal tom part, and
totally. Yeah, just roll through the toms here. I don't care what it is, what the part is, but this is kind of what I was thinking. Anyway,
right?
Yeah. So
we'll
if see.
Depending on when he can get up there to play drums, kind of really depends.
He told me that you guys were going to do this different, than where you're going to record it and then have him come back to do the drums after everything.
Well, he wants to do that if he can do pre-production drums.
Right.
So if he can figure out how to do pre-production drums, and
wouldn't you consider wouldn't your programming be considered the pre-production drums and just let him do his shit afterwards?
No, his parts. His parts.
No. He wants to play his parts, which is fine, man. I'm all for it. I'm all for him like doing the drums last because then he could actually nuance all of the stuff.
I agree.
I mean, that's fine.
Because with this, we have to, and I'm sure you guys have been through this before. We had to the stuff was there, and then John comes in, and so we fit to him. We're trying to find all the shit to him, and so that changes a lot of elements.
Yeah, exactly, and we've been doing it that way for years as well. Like I'll try to like play like some sort of fill with John's fills to kind of bring the parts together.
Right.
And Brian does the same thing, but the idea of like having a temporary drum part that we can play to and do whatever we do, and then having John come back in and do the real drums. I mean, sure. That sounds good to me. I don't care.
So we're basically waiting on a schedule. It has
been successful, but it's fine. So who drops the worst parts in the band when you're on tour?
I would say Ollie used to have some serious gas, dude. And
Ollie would literally go into 7-Eleven and purposely buy things that he knew would give him gas. Like
eggs.
He would go into he would buy eggs, like pickled eggs. And he'd go into a supermarket and get broccoli and just eat it, just so he would fuck us up in the van. He's pretty funny, dude, man. We had a lot of fun time.
I was gonna say, sounds like
times
No, some of the times where I've never laughed harder in my life were with that guy in the van. Like that one time when we played that Little Darling strip club, and he took footage of the strippers doing their thing, and
in slow motion.
Somehow he could only play it back to us in the van in slow motion, so you'd see like this hot black girl's giant ass like bobbing up and down, and you hear him going like being a pig. And it was, I guess you had to have been there. It was the funniest fucking thing, dude. We were rolling in the van, but yeah, we had some good times, and he had stinky fun. So next.
Dead rock stars would love the way technology is advanced to portray their visions. What you guys are talking about? That's the question there.
What you guys are talking about?
Yeah, like, okay. Yes, that is what we're saying. Well, I mean, and you're exactly right, actually. I mean, I know it's not a question, but imagine what could have been done by fucking, like, Led Zeppelin if they had the technology that we have now. What are you doing, Greg?
I'm trying to figure out my shit. So I can't see you guys anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Well, we can see you still.
All right, well.
Yeah, I think Led Zeppelin did just fine with what they had at that time.
Yeah, I agree.
Greg.
Yeah.
Are you almost done? Because we can see you. You can't see us.
Yeah.
All I can see is like, okay, there. Wait. No, there's something. There's Jason. Hi, Jay.
Hey.
You know what? It's gonna be fine. I'll just look at Jason.
It's gonna all work out. I promise.
He's easy on the eyes.
It's just weird to me that Oh well, there's Todd. Hi.
Hey.
All right.
So more questions. What do we got?
Questions. Too many questions. You guys stole Stairway so hard. No, we didn't steal Stairway.
What do you mean? How would you steal Stairway?
I don't know. You can't do that. It's the OG.
Well, apparently Stairway to Heaven was stolen from a band called, I think, Angel?
Yeah.
There was a lawsuit, right?
Yeah. Dude, I learned that on Stern.
Yeah, if you listen to the original of that other band's song, you can definitely make it out to... Where the fuck's he going now? Take a piss?
Take a piss.
Okay, fair enough. Next question.
I'm just
right on. So what's your favorite song to play? What do you
God,
think
there's so many of them.
I know, man.
Jesus. I really enjoy playing Down the Rabbit Hole. What?
Not to be a total douchebag, but dude, man, we don't have many clinkers in there. There's a few.
I mean, some are definitely better live than others, so I'll say that much.
Yeah, I think probably from the DFD catalog. I don't know. I mean, Darkest Days is pretty good, like from a live perspective. But I mean, like some of the stuff that you guys had in the original stuff that's always fun is like Vertigo Motel and I don't know. What do you think?
Pink Riots is one of my favorites to play live. That's a beast. Yeah, that always gets a good reaction.
I agree with Pink Riots. I really like that one a lot.
Yeah. We used to play Leper Friend way too many times.
And too slow. You guys played too slow back in the day.
Well, every show we would open up the show with that.
Yeah, no. Well, you know what? I always felt like that was the. I just wish I knew how to work my iPad.
Just stop touching it. Jesus Christ.
What is it? I don't see anything. I always felt like that was like our signature song, so I used to love opening with it. But yeah, I mean, I could see that it does get a little tired.
So we've got votes for Pink Riots. We've got votes for Love Song for a Witch. That's a great one.
Oh, that's a fun one, yeah.
Dude, I like one of my favorite songs that I don't think we ever played enough was God Crisis.
John loves that
was
song.
A goodie.
I love that one.
You know, it was a lot of fun to play Plastic Surgeons. We pulled that out out of nowhere, and that was a fun song to play. I think people were kind of surprised that.
Yeah, that was the one song. I think the one tune from Committed that I'd never played before, man.
Well, like, I think when we went back for that reunion, both of us were like, "Hey, so we got most everything else down. Do you know how to play the chorus to Plastic Surgeon?" And we were both like, "No."
Yeah.
Neither one of us could. I couldn't remember. Jason couldn't figure it out. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with that song?"
So will we ever play Barely Breathing live? I think we played that live before.
We did at Bourbon Street in like 2013 or 14, I think. I remember that. And there he goes again. Now you're muted, dude.
Yeah, we've got more votes for God Crisis. Yeah, God Crisis is fucking awesome live.
Yeah, good tune.
Yeah, this dude is like the entire Anarchist album is where it's at. Warming a Dog's Heart. That's we played Warming a Dog's Heart.
Oh, that was a staple back in the day.
Like every night forever.
Yeah.
So that song. Hold on, now I can't see anything. That song.
Greg, you should have another beer.
That song, dude, like. So that was the first song on Committed that I didn't write that song with these guys. That was their first song that they wrote without me.
Is that right? I don't remember that.
Yeah, Worms in a Dog's Heart. It was with Jason Stevens, the other Jason.
Is that right, Todd?
How is that possible?
That's not right.
Yeah, it is.
Greg,
and then
you played it on the record.
No, I didn't.
I didn't play Warming a Dog's Heart on
two songs, that I didn't play, which was Worm and
In La Noche?
No, what's that fucking? So I wrote In La Noche when I was 14. What's the fucking the funk song at the end?
Oh, Magical Band of Fools.
Yeah.
You didn't play that either?
No, dude, Jason, we had this conversation when I was up there, but you were clearly distracted with the size of my penis. Like, how the fuck does this guy have a micro penis?
How is it so big?
No, I said micro.
He's like,
I've never seen one so small.
Jason, put this in your mouth. I want to tell you about Committed.
And so he forgot about everything because he's like,
wait a minute. I'm kind of blown away by that, Greg. I had no idea that you didn't play Warming a Dog's Heart.
You know what's funny about that, Jason, is that it's exactly what you told me 7 years ago.
No,
I'm joking, man.
You are out of your mind. You are misremembering because you never fucking told me that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
So, who are you saying played it?
Jason Stevens did. He went and played those two songs, dude. Don't you remember that?
No, I don't remember. 3 days ago.
I think you're making porky pies.
Oh wait, so hold on, Todd. So maybe I did play it.
You don't remember, Jason?
Well, no. So hear me out.
Maybe I did play it.
No. Here's what I'm saying is, I recorded that stuff, and then you told me that
we re-recorded it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
and why did we do that?
Because Jason Stevens was joining the band because I was quitting, and so I thought, and this would have been at Drew
Missouri's.
Yeah, Missouri's. So
I honestly don't remember that, but I don't think that we would have Jason record it out of spite that you had left the band, but I think it was maybe like
it was his song he wrote. He was with you guys when you wrote that.
Oh. Yeah, I definitely don't remember all this. I don't, man.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't.
This was a bad idea.
All right,
fucking out of here.
But anyway,
Justin, turn us off. Justin, turn us off.
Get me out of here.
No, actually, that's news to me, man. I thought you played that whole record.
Yeah.
Well, you played almost all of it.
Yeah, close enough.
Almost all of it. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
You played on all of Anarchists because you didn't quit after that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Dude, so that was crazy because Justin brought to my attention that the last time me and John and Jeff recorded together was Committed, and that's pretty fucking crazy. You know,
that was 18 years ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy that it's been that long, man.
I know. Time flies.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, do you remember when we? Sorry, Jay, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to ask him. Do you remember when we went and recorded our first demo with some dude down in Virginia? I do remember this.
I remember.
Yeah, and what were the songs?
So listen.
You got another thing. Another thing. It's coming back to you.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't. Was it that, or was it the Happy demos?
No. This is before that. This is before I ever wrote lyrics, and I would get in and freestyle the shit.
Happy demos. Happy demos were before that one.
Oh, really?
Happy demos were before that one, and I think it was Happy. However, so
it was different songs. It was different songs.
Yeah. So maybe we went twice, but I have that. I still have that fucking reel.
Oh my god.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I love. I remember one song was "I Love You and You Love Me" like John Travolta and Sandra Dee. You remember that?
That's the same song. Another king is coming in.
Back to you. Oh God, how horrible! What else was on there? Cajun Spice, was that on there?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Pretty decent riff.
I want to hear that.
That was it was a little spicy. It was it really was a complete, it was our version of a Clutch ripoff at that time. Yeah. But it was cool, man, honestly. But those aren't on the original Happy demo, dude. The original Happy demos I have are your perfect lyrics, which were
look in my teapot's eyes. And I'll tell you one thing, dude. As horrible as those lyrics were, you guys are half to blame for those because you didn't smack me up across my side of the head and say, "What the fuck are you singing about a teapot's eyes?"
I was just too busy trying to play my guitar, man.
Okay. Couldn't help a guy out. You were in your own world, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's Stomping Ground. Remember Stomping Ground?
Oh, that's a gem. You kidding me? What about My Burial? Today was my burial, and no one showed. Upon my tombstone laid the shit of a crow. And you let me sing that too. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Brilliant. Somebody's shitting on his tombstone, man.
It's a crow.
And crows don't like anybody.
Spoiler alert, it's a crow.
In all seriousness though, guys, like when you actually became DFD and started writing actual songs.
Wait a minute, Jay. That means that you're saying that these aren't actual songs?
Well,
I would have to agree.
They were sketches. No, when you first started, like even with your, I actually listened to it the other day. I'd never heard it before. Remember the demo you did with the little spaceship on it? Somebody put it up on YouTube, and I listened to it. I'm like, dude, the recording is awful, but the fucking songs are cool.
Dude, that was Alien Damnation is a song that never got us fucking right because Todd hated it. And then it went to fucking Hypnotic Underwater Encounter. And then I don't know what you guys did with it on the
You haven't listened to that?
Oh, you know what? I have.
You gotta listen to that, dude.
I did hear that song. You're right.
Listen, if you're gonna listen to any re-record, listen to Erotic Massage.
Yeah.
That record rules, dude.
I did listen to, I don't know if I've listened to the whole thing, but that particular song I did because I was like, what did they do with it? But dude, that song in the early days on that tape demo, I thought it was a good song. I thought it was cool. Like, yeah.
Well, what I was starting to say is that you guys at a very young age were actually writing, like real music. Like I compare that against the stuff that I was writing when I was that age, and it's not even close, dude.
Yeah, I think when Erotic Massage came out, we had kind of gotten into a groove where things were, we were 2021, and I think Wait stands the test of time is a pretty solid song. And, like Christian Dance Song and a couple of those other ones, Communion, we had hit a stride at that point, and then it just progressively got even better in my humble opinion. So, I think at that young age to write, one of my favorites that we wrote back then was Siddis, man. I still love that song, and it stands the test of time for me. I guess that's the true test of a decent tune. So
I think that was the first song we wrote after Erotic Massage was out, and that's a phenomenal song. I mean, it's perfectly crafted. It's just nice. It's catchy. It's a good tune.
Yeah, it is, and and it sounds like itself. It doesn't sound like anything else. It's cool. In fact, like like a lot of that stuff, man, still to this day are like favorites to play live, which is, which also says a lot about the original songwriting. Dude, you guys wrote fucking A Corpse is a Corpse. Like, I mean, was that in like 1997, 96?
We wrote it in 96.
I mean, dude, it's 24 years ago.
Well,
we're
no,
still
I'm sorry. We were fucking around with that song in 95 because we were living at Forest Glen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. When we were in 95 in Forest Glen, yeah.
We were in the basement, and I remember distinctly, I remember that. I don't remember Jason Stevens anywhere near the house. No. But Greg, you were there, and you and I wrote that song.
I was there for that one.
And you recorded it, too.
I was present. Hey,
Zach, what's up, buddy?
I can't see anything. Maybe we can figure this out. That's Todd, and then Jason, the other guy. You met Todd, but you're a little baby guy. And you met Jason.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Look at this motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, man, all grown up, doing the town.
Why does it say Rex and Lava on that?
Well, I don't know how to get rid of this and see everybody. Yeah, I know. I tried that. Anyway, yes. This is my little baby. He's like freaking, 6'1", 200 pounds.
Holy shit.
And, yeah, no, it's a little tough to beat him like I used to.
It's a little intimidating. Go clean a room and then he punches
go to your room.
Face.
He's like, "Fuck you, Dad. This is what you get when you still paint in the garage."
Did you get him to talk about this is your brain on drugs when you're making breakfast?
Listen, this kid, I don't want to talk about how many times I've had to talk to him about pot because I've found him stealing mine or whatever.
Greg, parenting 101.
Yeah, listen, nobody listens.
Not that I have any children or ever will.
Vasectomy appointment.
Hashtag vasectomy.
Hashtag snip snip.
Yeah, I don't know how to figure it out, Zach. I mean, you know more than me. Like,
what is a Zoom or?
It's Skype, but like as soon as because we have, so like
we're in our mid 40s.
Yeah.
So
hey Zach.
Yeah.
Can you get your dad straightened out? Because for some reason he was straightened out before, and he decided to touch the screen about 7 times, and he messed it all up.
Can you help me?
Now it's all good. Look.
Well, I can see one of them. I did that.
Do you need to see both of us?
Well, I mean, so here's what happens: is that not that it matters. When you talk,
I'm sure this will be riveting for everyone watching. Please continue.
Okay. You know what? I gotta go.
So where were we? We were talking about good, like Corpse is a Corpse. We wrote that in Forest Glen. Talk about a legendary time in my life, dude. Forest Glen was some crazy times, man. When we would have parties in the backyard or in the basement, and we would play, and it was up to that point the biggest crowd we'd ever play. We'd have parties and just put the word out, and 400 people would show up at our house.
It was a little bit fucking it definitely.
Well, it got bonkers. It got bonkers.
Control. But yeah, that was a good time, and honestly, I think that's what is what drove the initial impetus to get people to come to Fantaz and this and that. I mean, we created. Definitely. We created our crowd at that house. I mean, that,
right.
How much fun was Fantaz, dude?
Yeah, it was a great place.
It was the best.
It was so much.
It was the best. And I the first show that I used to be in a band called Margaret Heater before I was in DFD, and I think the first show we played. Oh no, the first show we played with you guys was in DC. It was I forget where it was. It was
the Bayou.
The Bayou, little tiny club up the top of the stairs.
No. That was Asylum. Asylum.
Oh, okay.
Asylum.
Yeah, the Bayou is huge in Georgetown.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That was when we had our original singer who wanted to pick a fight with Todd that night.
Was it Duke?
It was Duke. Remember?
Oh, he's way bigger than me. I'm glad that didn't happen.
I didn't know that you guys had a singer before Brandon.
Yeah. We actually had 2. When I was in Fayetteville, North Carolina still, but that didn't matter. But the first actual show that we played with you guys was the Embryos in Bloom CD release party at Fantaz.
Really?
I'll never forget that, because when I walked in the door, right at the front door, Brandon was standing there, and he didn't say anything. He just went, "Satan loves you, so does Jesus Christ."
He loved that record, dude.
Yeah, he was into it.
He, like, and to this day listens to it. He's like, dude, can you send me? He actually hit me up the other day. He's like, I lost my iTunes collection. Can you send me the original Embryos in Bloom? I was like, all right. So I sent him all that stuff again.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I remember, dude, with you guys and Margaret Heater, like, I remember telling John and Todd back in those days, like, it was weird playing with you guys because you were, like, the only band that, like, seemed like really, really genuine people. Like, I remember Greg coming in, like, wanting to hug everybody. I'm like, hey, what's up, brother? And, like, we didn't hug, you didn't hug other bands, like, upon entry, you know what I mean? Like, it was
Greg would befriend everyone, and is still that way, man. He's the best. Greg is he's a really good dude.
In other words, it wasn't special. I mean, I was trying to go somewhere with it, Jay, but
Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined your cool.
Greg Plummer didn't like anyone but Greg back then.
But
he wouldn't talk to anyone except Greg. Yeah.
That's right. No, so we actually, and that's kind of how I became the guitarist in DFD. Was, we had played a bunch of shows together over the years, and we played at Phantasm, we played the Record Theater. You guys actually played our CD release party at the Record Theater, which was a great night. And I think the last time I saw you guys before I joined the band was at what was the pizza place called in Annapolis?
Oh, right.
Do you remember that?
But
what the
that
fuck
might have been,
that
you know what? That might have been the place. That might have been the night that I submitted my resignation.
Well, Steve Mears grabbed me up that night and took me to his car and played me "Committed to a Bright Future" and was kind of giving me the pitch. Like, so you probably had tendered your resignation already.
Yeah.
So
yeah, interesting. Yeah, because I remember that we played some little, like, it was almost like a restaurant or something, and that's when I told Derek.
Yeah. I think you guys played,
you told Derek that you weren't interested in the restaurant circuit. Yeah, Derek, playing these pizza places is amazing, but I think I'm going to go to college.
I think I want to get a degree.
Right. Sorry, Jay, I interrupted. Derek had said what?
Good,
Derek said something.
Basically it. He's like, he didn't say anything. I just told him, I said, okay, I think that was it,
Right.
I think that was a spot. That's interesting. That took you out there that night for that.
Yeah, he played me basically the whole record in the car. So
was Margaret Heater coming to an end? Or did you just jump ship?
It was coming to an end because Brandon was moving out to LA. And he and Keith Thompson went out there and joined Bleed the Dream, or started Bleed the Dream. And it was a very unspectacular ending to a band that started with some promise. We literally just one day just disintegrated. No farewell, no goodbye, no nothing. So, which is fine. It's all good.
Yep, I think it worked out.
Yep, me too. I couldn't be happier about the way it worked out.
Yeah,
I know we haven't exactly exploded, but I'm thrilled with our fans, and I'm thrilled with all the music we've done, and I couldn't be happier about any of it. I wouldn't change a thing, man.
I tell you one thing, man, we've stood the test of time.
That's a fact.
So there is something to be said about that,
Well, and that's because of these dedicated fans. I mean, that these people that are just like they became indoctrinated, and honestly, like, a lot of people are even recent converts in the last 5 or 6 years that have just like kind of come across stuff and like and but the thing is that as soon as they join this group, they're like, oh, I feel good
it's
here.
A family.
Yeah, and so then it just propagates from there,
It's been a very slow burn over time, but we don't lose people, and we just kind of add a few more at a time. And it's funny now when we go play places and people who discovered Polka Dot Cadaver first. That's interesting too, and that happens, more than you would think. So they found DFD through Polka Dot, which is whatever, but it's definitely not the way you would expect it to happen. But dude, Polka Dot's been around since we started Polka Dot friggin'
2007?
Yeah, 2007. Dude, I got to tell you, man, I mean, I've listened to all your guys' albums since I've left, and I still feel that Purgatory is the fucking album, dude. I mean, that album, like, takes everything and really just, that's a beautiful album. You guys did
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Greg. We appreciate that. I appreciate that.
That
was fun. I mean, it was different DFD had ended. And
we thought that was it.
We thought it was it. And we were like, let's just do something for fun. And and truly that record, dude, we went into the studio with some ideas and just fucking threw them against the wall. Like literally just threw them against the wall and just tried to make something out of them. And I mean, it turned out great, but
yeah, I remember DFD had come to an end, and I had I had started renting an apartment, and I had, remember how we used to make that joke? Hey, man, I don't want to be a millionaire. I just want to have an apartment in like a mid-90s Honda. So when DFD split up, it was a Camry, but so I had the apartment, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I was driving limos in DC, and kind of like, all right, well, you're able to pay the bills, but kind of bored. And then you go, hey, I wrote some stuff, and I'm like, okay, send it over. What we got going on here? And then I heard the first thing you sent me, as far as I recall, was Wolf and Jesus Skin.
It was it.
And I heard the do it, and I go, man, I would love to quit driving limos and see where this fucking thing goes, but it just gets in your blood, you can't stop.
It's so true, man.
That's the thing. It's funny. We were practicing last night for the live stream, and the drummer that we're playing with has got a lot of. Well, he brings his kids with him because he's having some family issues, and they're like 3 and 5. You know what I mean? And one of them, and his oldest kid is like 10, and he's younger than us. He's like 31, 32, and she's like, what are you it's gonna look like when you're like 40? And I'm like, like this? Just like this. You're gonna still show up to band practice and fucking rock out because, like, fuck it. I mean,
why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's just fun, It's just fun, like, and it feels good to create, and it feels good to write, and it feels good to jam.
Yeah, I agree with all that, man. Nothing gets me as excited as when I have something brewing that I know is going to be good.
Yeah,
it's just. I still to this, like, I'll make a mix of whatever I'm working on and fucking listen to it a million times in the car while I'm driving around. It's retarded. I get it. But it's still, man, to this day, I just get excited about it. So,
yeah.
I don't know, man. Whatever.
Yeah, I would say in the whole process of everything that we do, that the most rewarding and the thing I look forward to most is hearing it all wrapped up in a bow and done. Yeah. And you're like, we put our blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, and it's finally done. You just sit back and go, wow, that's pretty killer. From nothing, we have something now, So, and then also releasing songs online and seeing people's reaction. That's a lot of fun too. So.
I love it too.
Yeah.
So do you guys listen to your own records?
I do.
Sometimes.
Do you listen to your own stuff, Greg?
Sometimes. I mean, like, I get. I get tired of it. Like, once in a while, like, I'll go back and listen to the old stuff, like DFD or even Celebrity, like, just to, like, listen to them. Like, hey, that was pretty cool. But, like, right now with Fundamental, dude, I'm like, with the mixes, I'm burned out. So, you know what I mean? But, not usually. Like, honestly, the only thing I actually listen to musically, like, honestly, like, I listen to the fucking local jazz station. That's what my radio is always on. That's what I always listen to. And if I'm going to turn on Spotify, it's usually Clutch or Mars Volta.
Oh, right on.
Those are kind of my twos on Spotify, so.
Right on.
You can never go wrong with Clutch. And fucking Mars Volta, I think, is just a goddamn brilliant band. I mean, they're so good.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I've never been a huge Mars Volta fan, but, like, they're
you can't deny their musicianship.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
That was actually my question. I'm just curious because I'll be honest. I think that I listen to our stuff more than I listen to literally anything else. Like, it's true. So,
yeah. Why not?
complete fucking tool.
Did you ever like masturbate while you're listening to your stuff?
Well, not all the time. I mean,
just sometimes.
Maybe a third of the time.
Just during the guitar solos.
At least I don't do it while I'm driving and crash my singer's car.
Oh my God!
To be clear, I did not crash his car while I was jerking off. I crashed his car at Taco Bell when I was driving. When I was jerking off in his car.
Taco Bell.
When I jerked off in his car, I was pulled over.
That was the good old days. Remember when we were so poor that literally we would scrounge around the house for whatever change we could get together? And that was back in the day when you could go to Taco Bell with like $3 and feed a family of 17. It was fucking great. We'd each get, what did they have? 39-cent tacos or whatever back then?
Days,
yeah, that was our only means of sustenance.
Yeah.
Dude,
I love that.
Our first tour, I think the first tour that I joined the band was it with Tubbering, Todd? Was that the very first tour?
Holy shit, I have no idea, dude.
It was Tubbering and that other band, that other Jägermeister band.
Was it Bad Acid Trip? Bad Acid Trip?
No, it was Tubbering and the band with the chick lead singer who fucking hated us. Oh, I don't remember. But anyway, we were so broke on that. It was like total trial by fire. Like we were making $15 a day. Like that was it.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, like there was no money
the
split at
band.
the end of the tour. There was nothing.
It's all about money, huh?
Dude,
I was holding out for $25 a day.
That's right. We were
negotiations just fell through.
It fell through. I'm like fucking Jackie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I write the jokes.
We were fishing money out of a wishing well at a mall in fucking Wichita. You remember that, Todd? They had the big like wishing well.
I don't remember that. Jesus Christ.
stealing
change. That was the wishing well tour. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. It's changed a bit. I mean,
I personally didn't give a fuck back then, dude. If we got pizza and free beer, we were like the kings of the world back then. In my opinion.
And if we had somewhere for me, it was about in Innsminger too. Was if we had somewhere to sleep, like that was the thing. We weren't as adaptable as you guys became, like sleeping in that van.
Oh, dude!
Like
dude, even now.
Yeah,
we'll sleep in the fucking van, dude. Now it's just a hassle to get a hotel room. To be honest, like we'll just pull off the side of the road and crash, dude. It's awesome.
Well, I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but John wouldn't go for that at all, and
would never know.
Yeah,
that was one of the problems when DFD broke up. Is that there really wasn't much to speak of money going 5 different ways because, and I don't mean to pin it's not John's fault. The blame can go around, but he had some demands that costed a bit more money than I felt necessary.
There was we spent a lot of money on conditioner back in the day.
Well, and needing to get 2 motel rooms every night.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I mean, it was just, and then when we started road dogging it with like me, Jay, and Ollie, and even Steve, and Jeff was still in the band. Well, even later during the polka dot years, we would go no bones. We would go sometimes showering 3 times a tour and sleeping in the van every night and roughing it, dude. But then you'd come home and you'd split money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dude, if you're spending $70, $100 a day, every day on a hotel room, and you can choose to keep that money.
2
hotel rooms. I mean, like,
yeah,
you're talking thousands of dollars at the end of a tour. I'd rather have $1,000 than spend it all on, you know what I mean? So, and that was kind of what made it possible for us to keep. What's made it hot?
Well, when we did the DFD tour in support of Sweet Nothings, fucking poor Tim, man, he got the raw end of the deal because most of us, like Tony would sleep in the driver's seat with it cocked back a little bit like a trooper. I think the rest of the guys got a bunk. And then Tim somehow he had to sleep on the floor under one of the bunks, and like the floor was so disgusting that like Tim would wake up and he'd come up and he'd have change stuck to his head, like a straw in his nose, and like It was rough, dude.
I don't know what it was. It must have been a polka dot tour when Scott was with you guys on with Scott Radway. Yeah. And I remember you guys. I'm like, is everything going good? And you're like, yeah, we're sleeping in the van because we're saving money, and I'm like, everything's going good. And you're like, well, Scott's having a problem because we've been up north and he doesn't have a sleeping bag. So I guess he was freezing his ass off.
Dude, I've never been so cold in my life as I think that was probably that same tour. We spent the night in Fargo, North Dakota in a Walmart parking lot.
In like January.
Dude, it was as cold as I've ever been. We were fine because we had blankets, but in the inside of the van, there was like a quarter of an inch of ice on the inside of the windows, dude. It wasn't on the outside. It was the fucking inside. Greg,
yeah, you had to scrape the window to see out the next morning.
It was insane, dude.
The inside of the window, yeah.
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 Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was inside. I had a mummy bag and like a regular like rectangle sleeping bag. So I got in the mummy bag and inside I was literally in 2 sleeping bags. Todd, you had like 10
I think I had
blankets?
it's 10 blankets.
Like literally his blankets were this thick on top of him. Like
it worked.
It did work. Fucking
yeah, but
crazy.
It was so cold you literally woke up and you could see your breath. It was like you just took a bong hit.
There's Scott with the fucking sheet laying underneath.
Yeah, he's got his like Scooby-Doo blanket from like 5th grade trying to keep the dream alive. But
I just thought of something from that. It wasn't that tour. Remember the night that Brian got up from the van and he went out in the woods and took a shit, and then the next day he went out there, and I don't know why he went back to the same spot, but he stepped in his own shit
from the night before. He went back to the same spot like a dog, like he to sniff his territory, make sure it was still marked off. I guess to go pee or something, and he stepped in his own poop from the night before, and we kept saying, oh yeah, he's like a killer returning to the scene of the crime just because he wants to see. Yeah, that's what I did.
Shit was out there.
Poop stories.
Yeah, man.
Poop. We started with poop and piss, and we're back to poop.
Yeah, amen. But
I think we've done pretty well tonight. I would love to mention your record one more time, Greg. So that people picked us up halfway through here. We're kind of doing this live stream today to talk about Celebrity Sex Scandal's new record, The Fundamental, which is Razor to Wrist's first signing beyond stuff that Todd and I have done. So it's available for order now at razortowrist.com, and
please,
if people want to go over there and grab it up, that would be awesome. But other than that, I don't know, guys. Are you?
Oh, I mean, we only took a couple questions. So you want to take just a few more?
Yeah.
Since people are like,
I think questions would be good.
Okay, here we go. Polka Dot Cadaver question: did you authorize that chubby biker chick's porno to use your music? And if you did you get any royalties? We did authorize that.
Voluptuous Biker Babes, Volume 4 or whatever it was.
We were nominated for an AVN award.
Were you really?
Which we didn't win. Yeah, for best original song.
Well, and you remember that was a Carlos Batts doing. He passed away probably 7 years ago or something, but he hooked us up with that, and then I mean, at least we got nominated for a porn award, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's definitely cool.
Yeah, I mean, hey, man.
Greg, you all right over there?
Yeah. I'm all right. I'm just trying to flat out.
Anyway, so what else you got, Jay?
The occasional clutch cover is always a pleasant surprise. Anything else you guys like to cover above any others?
Let's see. I loved when we covered Holiday in Cambodia.
Yeah, always a good cover.
Greg, do you have anything from back in the day?
With us was pretty
good. Back in the day, I loved doing the Faith No More / Lionel Richie version of Easy. But on the 30th, when we do our live stream, we got a couple of surprise covers we're going to play as well.
Nice. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we used to play Gentle Art of Making Enemies too.
Yeah.
We used to put. I remember when we played Fantaz, everybody would wait until the end and yell out "Pile Driver," that really old song by Clutch.
Yeah.
And that's how we would end the night. That's a pretty rockin' tune.
Tried to get Celebrity to play that once, and they're like, "What is this?" Like,
yeah, it's just hardcore shit.
Don't get it.
Yeah, and
what else do we cover back then?
I think that, I don't know about back then, but I got to say that when I went and did that reunion show and we did Sledgehammer, that was fucking badass.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a really cool, fun song with all those horn players and stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you, one of the best shows we ever did back in the day, Greg. It probably never got better than this. We played. I think we were still in high school. We played a club called Club 909.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
And I think we opened with Helmet in the meantime, and the place went fucking gangbusters. Yep. And we played a couple other covers, and then we played our originals as well. But that was a hell of a show, man. That was really the first time. Go ahead.
You saw Energy. The first time you saw Energy.
Oh man,
that was the first time.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember that night because after that, I had this girl that I was so into, but she was like. I don't want to mention her name, but I know you know who she is. But she was like, we were in high school. She's young, and so after that, I took her to Wendy's, like to feed her afterwards, and
like any gentleman would.
And a condom fell out of my wallet, and she was like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Well,
how's your burger?
You know what I got planned."
Right. Let's finish up supper there, sweetheart.
Eat a little faster. Anyway, any other questions, Jay?
Here's just something cool. You guys absolutely inspire with your work. At least 3 paintings this person's done and sculptures. He based off our songs.
Oh, awesome!
Which is pretty cool.
Post them on the group page.
Yeah, definitely do that. Adultery was my first. There was no other option other than to go down the rabbit hole. Nice. Y'all are fucking awesome and definitely have been there through some really dark times. That's nice.
That's awesome.
Was it surprising to see you had such a cult following when you started the fan page for your bands on Facebook? I don't think so. I mean, we kind of knew everybody.
It's
grown.
It's plateaued a bit, but that's because we're not doing anything. So, I mean,
I also think it was about consolidation because there was a handful of different pages, and I think it finally has come into one page. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with that too, Greg. And even like the idea behind basically we decided to do a group page because Facebook has made it so difficult to reach people that to just like your regular page. And the group page, it's a little easier to contact everyone. So that was the idea, but it's gone way beyond that original thought now.
Yeah.
Will you tour with a sax player again? Absolutely love those sections. Yeah. I mean, that would be great. Matt has actually said that he wants to tour again, and Matt wants to be, to do the shows and stuff. So Matt is in a little higher demand playing wise than we are.
Yeah. But logistically, it's just about how many people can you fit in the van and sleep in the van. And I guess if ever there was a point where we could take one other vehicle, then it wouldn't be an issue. I mean, we've made it work before, so I'm all for it. If Matt would be up for doing it, great. Love to. Here's Greg taking a wee-wee.
Oh my God. Off the back porch. That's your son hooking you up, Greg.
Yeah, well, he is
he's a good boy.
Okay, got a couple more here. Let's see here. What do you guys think of Psychostick? Any bands you liked working with?
I had a great time doing that tour. That was one of the best tours we've ever done.
I think that the first U.S. tour that we did with Psychostick with DFD what might have been the best tour I've ever done with Dog Fashion. Honestly.
Yes. Absolutely. Great. We did great numbers, had good crowds.
Yeah, and headlining and doing those numbers was you know,
legit.
Made us feel pretty good. It was fun.
Yeah.
We saw that. Did we? I think we might have even opened that show here in San Antonio for you. Didn't we? Yeah.
Well, no. That was this. You opened the second tour with Psycho Stick.
Okay.
The second tour with Psycho Stick was not as good as the first tour with Psycho Stick.
I wasn't going to mention anything about San Antonio. I was just going to say I can remember seeing Psycho Stick.
Yeah.
So there's a struggle, which is San Antonio sucks. Like, there's just not a lot of. I mean, like, if you're not full on like thrash or punk metal, then there's not a lot of live
or a cover band.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think Dallas, Houston, and Austin are pretty much the stops in Texas. But
Austin's a good.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Austin. I mean, I fell in love with Austin when we were out there, dude. I mean, like, I had visions of moving out there.
Yeah.
You know, I think you and I even talked about it, Todd. You were like, we'll just make Austin, you know, headquarters.
Yeah. So much for that.
That was a while ago. You drunkenly played an entire Clutch set at Fitzgerald's in Houston after your set. Definitely changed my life.
Oh, awesome.
Did that happen? You guys, that must have been before.
That might have been pre-Step.
Yeah, Step doesn't know Clutch songs.
Probably, because I know there was a handful of times back in the day where they're like, oh, the other band didn't show up, so can you play again? And we're like,
yeah, we know 77 Clutch songs. You mind if we play this? Oh, dude. Yeah, speaking of Clutch, when we were on tour in Spartanburg, South Carolina, Clutch, we found out, was playing at this place called Ground Zero, which I think we played, Jay. And it was a pretty big place. And so we had a tour stop. I think we had a day off. So we roll up, and Clutch is already there. They're going to play there that night. And this is back in the Pure Rock Fury days, so they weren't as massive as they are now. So I think they were in a van, and they were in a van. So we knocked on the door and said, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And they knew us from, Maryland boys, and they said, "What are you doing?" We said, we got a day off, when it comes to you play. And they're like, "Wow, we could put you on the bill." And we're like, "What?" So we opened up for them, and they, well, a couple of things about that night. Number one, they made us play one of their songs. I think they were like, play Impetus. So we played Impetus in front of them. Right. And yes, we did. They were all like on the side of the stage staring at us while we played Impetus. Yeah. And there was probably, I don't know, I'd say 350, 400 people there. And right as soon as our set was done, there was a fucking giant line behind our merch of people into it. So it was. That's the day that you it just goes to show that if we ever would have done a tour with Clutch, it would have been great for us. But I don't know. It can't happen. Zach has a question for you, Todd. Yes, sir. Ask him.
I said that's the day you ate all of their food.
Oh, their fried chicken? Yeah. How do you know that story, Zach?
Because I told him. I said, okay. I love this band. I ate all their fried chicken one night. And then
well, they said have it catering.
Do you remember that, like, they were getting off stage and we were like, let's go. We bolted out of there because we were scared they're going to be mad that we ate all their food.
Right. That's probably why they didn't take us on tours. Yeah, but who knows? But yeah, that was fun. Good fried chicken.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
This guy, I got to see you live for the first time in OKC at Psycho Stick, and it was a great turnout till you guys went on. Till you guys went on at the end, there was like 15 of us left.
Dude, I remember that show, and that is not the case. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know if you're trying to throw shade or what, but that's not how I recall it. But sure, agree to disagree. There was definitely 18 people there.
No, the shows on that tour were legitimately.
Do you remember?
Awesome.
You remember Oklahoma City? When we played Oklahoma City, I would say there was like, I don't know, 60 or 70 people left, and that chick had her like fucking newborn baby there and wanted us to take pictures and hold it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was
anyway. Yeah, okay, whatever.
First time I saw them live was at a drunken show at a bowling alley with Tubbering in Michigan. Oddly, it was one of the best nights of my life.
Dude, that was that in Michigan or was that in Illinois?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Was
Chicago.
it Fireside?
Yeah, Fireside Bowling in Chicago. Dude.
I remember that club. I was
so in love with Tubbering. I mean, when they did Drake Equation, I was so into it, and like we got that show with them in Chicago. I was like, this is amazing, and like I videotaped it. I was such a fanboy of theirs. I'm like, oh my god, I'm watching Tubbering, and it was really, really cool. And we played a bowling alley with them. It was super cool.
I bet you guys are as stoked as I about the Mr. Bungle release and streaming on Halloween.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, honestly, man, like the new Mr. Bungle. I mean, new/old. That doesn't do anything for me. I don't. How do you feel about it, Greg? Have you listened to anything off their new EP?
I don't like thrash metal. Like I like thrash parts.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's cool to like throw a part in here or there, but like 5 minutes or 30 minutes or 45 minutes of thrash it's too much for me. Like,
yeah,
I think that, it's like, oh, this sucks and like, fuck Patton or whatever. Like people can do what they want, you know what I mean? And like, people should be able to do what they want and express themselves. But like, to me, I wouldn't have called that Mr. Bungle. You know what I mean?
I agree. It's not.
It technically is their first
original thing.
That. So
that would be but Todd, that'd be like us like doing Happy. It would be shitty. It would be shitty, and it would like.
I don't think that the re-records that they did of that are shitty by any means. It's just not my cup of tea. Like,
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're right. It's just not my style.
And I didn't like that Dead Cross stuff either. I tried to give it an honest listen, and after one song, I was like, the thing that I love about Patton and all his projects is you never know what to expect. And after listening to one Dead Cross song, you knew what to expect.
Right.
You had the whole album, in my humble opinion, in one song, and you knew where it was going to go and where it wasn't going to go. And hey, more power to him, but it's not my thing.
I agree. Yeah. The thing is that like when somebody as a musician or an artist sets like this pinnacle level, like they have this top level, then the expectations are so high, and if they don't meet it again, then it's disappointing. And I think that's kind of where he's at. So.
Well, I think a lot of people love it, so it's just you can't please everyone,
Right, it's just a matter of opinion.
Right.
But like even that last Faith in War album was like, meh. I don't know.
I love that album, except for I thought that what ruined that album for me, in my humble opinion. Otherwise, I really loved that album was the song Motherfucker and the song Superhero. I think are two of the worst Faith No More songs in their entire catalog.
And those two that they put out.
Yeah.
Those were the singles for some reason. Right. I just didn't get it. But you have the other songs in the album I love. I think they're great. Good shit.
All right, we'll do a couple more. Let's see. I miss DFD with Tubbering and Daiquiri at Club Rocket in Toronto.
Oh, we had some good shows in Toronto.
I felt like you guys were here every 3 or 4 weeks back in the day.
Well, we're supposed to be back there in June, but
we were.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the day he was saying that was the one that I hung upside down. That's actually in the DVD.
Oh, right.
Me hanging off the balcony.
I think that was when I had dyed black hair and looked like Kelly Osbourne because I was about 40 pounds heavier.
Emo look.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny, man. What happened to your mustache?
I shaved it off.
Oh, man.
It was annoying.
I love the mustache.
Hey, thanks, Jay. Funny. You're not the only one.
It was great.
Well, if we ever go on tour again, I'm going to grow it back just for you. All
right, fair enough. I'll shave my beard off and grow. We could be the mustache band.
There you go.
I can't without a beard, man. Like I shave it off once in a while and immediately grow it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like a man, Jay. The rest of us have like, problems. Grow hair.
Was it surprising? Oh no, sorry. I already read that one. I read that one too. I only learned of you guys around 2014, and it changed my life forever. Drove from Oklahoma to Cleveland to catch the adultery event a few years ago. Thank you.
Nice.
Will the Rebel Yell cover ever be available again? I think the Rebel Yell cover is on Beating a Dead Horse.
It is, yes.
Yeah, it's just a live version of it. We never did a real version of it, but we never did a real version of Billie Jean either, man. We should have done that. That was a really good cover.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well, it's certainly different than the first two records for sure. I think what you guys did this time, while still maintaining a certain level of, I mean, for lack of a better word, weirdness. It's much more palatable and from a song structure standpoint, I wouldn't call it poppy, but I think that for my ear, the songs make more sense as songs.
I think
not that the other stuff they're not songs, but like personally, I like verses and I like choruses, and I like to hear some sort of structure in things, and I think he knocked it out of the park with this one.
I think that they're poppy.
Well, they're not. They're as close to pop as you're probably ever going to get.
Right.
But Cobwebs is poppy. I think that song is fucking phenomenal, man.
Hey, Justin, can you join us in this or what? Because we talked a lot. You guys mind?
No.
Yeah.
So Justin is the singer in Celebrity Sex Scandal, and he's also the mastermind behind this live stream, which I tried to figure out and couldn't. And
he's give up. He's a tech geek. Oh God, now I can't see myself anymore. I'm going to lose myself. Let me touch the screen a lot. Justin was texting me. Stop touching your screen. Stop saying this. Stop doing whatever.
Stop it. Don't do it.
There we go. Hey, all right. Hey, look, here's me and Zach. Justin, can you, why don't you tell us about what you think, how did you write these songs? So here's my question. This is the first time I ever fucking dumped all fucking responsibility on him. Like, I didn't fucking get up his ass to write shit. Like, I was always, like, on him. I'm like, here's what I want. And because we're in quarantine, he fucking did it on his own. And there's one thing he did that I think really, really helped. Do you know what I'm alluding to, Justin? That would lead to a lot of pop style melodies, in my opinion.
Well, I can see you. We can see you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's I don't see it live on the live stream. Oh.
Well, that's gonna throw a little wrench in the operation.
Yes.
All right. So in the meantime, Jason, do you have another question? Like, if we can't hear him?
Yeah. So we're working on getting Justin live for a little bit here, so you guys can meet and say hi to him. But we're having a bit of a technical difficulty with that, so he's working on it. But Justin he's the guy that put the stream together. He's also the guy that recorded the entire New Celebrity record and mixed it for the most part. Steve Wright, our studio engineer. Hey, Justin,
little echoey.
You get an echo going.
Yeah, I got it.
So Justin mixed it all. Like probably, what do you think, Justin? Like 90% of the way, and then Steve kind of just took it across the goal line.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Steve, our studio engineer, Steve, the guy that's, basically, I mean, he's done everything for us since the day of the Dead EP. We've, he's kind of the sixth Beatle or fifth Beatle for our creative efforts, but the idea was to. What are you smiling at, Todd?
I'm just smiling. Greg cannot stop fucking with that camera. It's like half of his face, all of his face, only Zach, touching.
There we go. I'm good.
There's a penis. There's no, but the idea was to to have these.
Wow.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Finish the mix.
Yeah, this dude, I'll tell you, man, working with Steve was like every album I've ever done, and I'm in like Greg said earlier, I'm in a bunch of other bands, and I do all the mixing and recording for those bands too. So I had never taken a project and handed it off to somebody before. It was fucking weird, man. It was hard and really uncomfortable at first, but Steve was awesome. Like, I spoke to him on the phone.
He's the best, dude.
Yeah, we had correspondence via email, and everything that I thought was going to annoy the shit out of him, he was like, "No, it's cool, man. We'll take care of it." And he was real.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it was great, man.
Yeah, he's the best, and we actually talked a little bit. He's like, he was like, yeah, he's like, I don't know how he did it. Because you did things differently than he would do it, and you mix things like a live sound man, like to a degree. He's like, he was making everything sound really good, but just doing it in a weird way that I wasn't used to. And I was like, how the fuck is he doing this? And he's like, oh, he's a live sound man. He knows how to make things sound good. So, but he was confused about like getting files and stuff. He's like, he like getting the sessions the way that he wanted them. But next time it'll be.
Yeah.
It'll be.
Well, hold on, Jason. Hold on. Next time.
Next time.
Next time, Colt, buy the fucking CD and there'll be a time.
That's it right there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
You know what I smell? Somebody.
Success.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's working with Steve is always a pleasure. I mean, you guys kind of experience that a little bit, but yeah, he's been it in a lot of ways has kind of made it possible for us to do what we do.
Yeah, sure. Dude, I'll tell you something else. I didn't expect the same way that Steve took what I did and made it 20 times better. Having you kind of completely take the reins on like the promotion side of it and the artwork and the design and the layout, because that was shit that I did. I have my hands in a lot of too, and to be able to just work on the album, and then you took over and you were like, dude, check out this. Like it seemed to me like you were having a fucking blast doing all the merch and coming up with all these ideas, and I was like, well, awesome. All that stress
thanks, man.
that I normally have to do
it really
while
sucked.
we're mixing records, it was gone. It's fucking awesome, man.
Well, I like a project, dude. Like that's just me. I like to. I mean, I just do. So and sometimes I get a little overzealous with stuff and maybe overstep my
overstep.
Anyway, sometimes I get a little crazy, but yeah, no, I like working on stuff, man, and I appreciate that you guys were like, yeah, just do whatever you want. So that's sort of what happened. So
well, I mean, all we want to do is just release a really good album, and like all the details and minutia are like whatever, like I mean, I'm proud of the music and whatever comes with it. I hope, works out. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
That's.
Well, I agree with that, man. And like going from, I wanted to do something that fit with the rest of our catalog. So like from an art standpoint and from a sonic standpoint, at least have it in the same ballpark as the other stuff that we've done. So and all of that was, it's important to me to have, and I think important to us, and Todd, I'm sure would agree with me, to have the representative music on our catalog or in our catalog all be of the highest quality, and not release something that doesn't sound like it was recorded in a big studio. And your record wasn't recorded in a big studio, but it sounds like it was.
I mean, Curtis recorded it in my fucking living room.
Yeah.
Dude, I was shocked. Oh, dude, that when John set up the drums, and they were drums from they belonged to a drummer from one of my other bands. And when he set him up, and we like the first night he flew in, we sat around and drank beers. Like I went with Greg to pick him up at the airport, and we sat around and drank beer and just talked shit while he was changing heads on everything. And when he sat down the next morning, I started miking things up and started hitting him. I was just blown away. It's like, I know these drums really well, and they don't fucking sound like that.
Well, it's because he knows how to hit them.
Yeah, dude, and he knows how to tune them better than
I mean, that's like he's the man. I mean, John is the man. There are very few John Enspingers in the world, and that's the fact.
Oh, dude,
so
I love working with him.
Steve says that all the time, dude. Steve has had huge studio drummers at Right Way. Like he's had Dennis Chambers at Right Way. He says that John is better than Dennis Chambers. Like, no bullshit. Like,
don't let John know that though.
Yeah, no. But here's the thing: Todd and I've always run this whole thing. It's like, don't compliment John.
Well,
he's confident enough.
I know. Hold him down.
And let me elaborate on that. He's not a more technical player than he's not a more technical player, but he hits the drums better. Like he's sonic, he can play them better and get more tone out of the drums. And it's a real art. I don't fucking know. I'm not a drummer.
Dude, yeah, as an engineer getting his tracks, it was like I often have to, replace hits from people who have a bum hit here and here and here and throughout the entire fucking song. And I literally just pushed the faders up and it sounded amazing.
It sounded good.
Yeah, I'm shocked at how good the drums sound on our record. And I think something really cool that I'll point out is, so Greg's living room is kind of attached to his dining area, and there's a big upstairs area where you can go up, and there's kind of a big hallway up there, and I put a mic. All the drum reverb was a room mic that was across up in the hallway. So
that's cool.
Yeah, there's no unnatural reverb on the drums at all.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
That's a good idea.
Dude, that mic, and the thing is, most live rooms they're not that big. You can't get that kind of sound out of it. So I literally mic'd the wall in Greg's house, when I pushed that fader up, I was just like, holy shit, man. I have footage of John sitting there playing and just hearing the sound of the room. Oh, man, it's so fucking fun to watch him play, and I'm shocked. I mean, the drums really are in any record, they're really the foundation.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. If those drums didn't sound that good, this record wouldn't be half as good as it is.
Yeah.
Period.
I would also like to say that if the singer sucks, then that also is a problem. Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys knocked it out of the park, man. It sounds great.
This time we did a good job.
Yeah, considering where you recorded it, it's phenomenal. You guys killed it. Knocked it out of the park, man. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. I really, really love this album. I mean, it is, like Jason said earlier, it's very accessible, still quirky in areas, but it's accessible. I mean, it's good. And I'm really
I think it's good too. I'm happy it's on the label, man. I think it's cool.
Yeah,
well,
I'm definitely proud to be on the label. By the way, I want to throw something out. I actually discovered polka dot first,
See?
Oh, no shit.
I heard Wolf and Jesus Skin on XM radio.
Right on.
And I think I was looking up videos of you guys playing live, and then I saw a video where Todd's like, "Hey, we're gonna start with some new material. We're gonna do the dog fashion stuff, and then we'll go back and do some DFD stuff." And then the crowd went, "Wow!" and I was like, "What's DFD?" So I started fucking looking it up, and I think I went into a record store and found Adultery, and it was just fucking blew
Was
my
this
mind.
before you knew Greg?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Long before.
Right.
Dude, actually, so I was in a band. I grew up in Laredo, and the guitar player from my band brought you guys down once.
Dude, we played in Nuevo Laredo.
Yeah, that's where we were. But when we
that's when we went to Mexico.
Yeah.
I grew up in that town.
And fucking Ian was like, when we had Ian with us, and they're like, "Hey, looks like you got something in your pants," and he's like, "It was the safety pants, safety dance, the safety pants."
Right.
Same time.
Dude,
go ahead, Justin.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah, I totally remember that Sal's Pizza gig.
Yeah,
I grew up in that venue, man. But yeah, so man, when I discovered you guys, and I was already into like the patent stuff, you know, Mr. Bungle and Tomahawk and all that fun stuff. When I discovered you guys, it was like the next step. It was like everything that I wished you would do when you went off and did silly fucking wacky shit. It was like, this is the next step in a cool direction. I'll also throw this out there. I think that there's kind of a new trend in like modern metal. We have bands like Ginger and 12 Foot Ninja who are kind of doing what you guys do, but in a more modern, modern kind of metal that they mix in. But I think that's neat because I think there's a new generation of people who are into that stuff and looking for more weird music and coming in contact with DFD and Tub Ring and Polka Dot and all of these, you know, I would say the people who really cemented the foundation of the weird rock, weird metal shit that you guys do.
Yeah. Ginger, that girl is phenomenal, dude. Her voice is absolutely fucking ridiculous. I'm pretty picky these days when it comes to like newer bands, and I got bit by the Ginger bug. Like, I don't know their songs. I don't like sit there and, you know, I don't know all the words and whatever, but I appreciate what they're doing. They stand out far and above a lot of that same kind of genre, in my opinion. And a lot of it has to do, I mean, the players are phenomenal, and she's got a voice from hell. So yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because they're one of the bands that if they've achieved anything, they definitely deserved it. I mean, they put they're road dogs. So kudos to Ginger.
Blowing up, man. They're just all over.
They are
XM metal.
Absolutely. Stations. Yeah. Definitely.
Speaking of that, Jason, fire out 10 more emails and annoy the shit out of Jose with status quo.
Well, we'll try to get.
Did he play anything yet?
Some celebrity sex scandal on.
Did he play anything yet?
Not yet. So
did he respond?
No. He's too big for his fucking britches. I mean, sorry.
You think that was live and pushed out?
Yeah.
Well, that should help the cause.
That's not what I meant at all. He's gotten very large and popular, and he doesn't have time to deal with
peons like us.
Peons anymore. So that's sort of the deal. But
we'll start our own satellite radio company. We'll show him.
Right.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I understand Justin's built an electric satellite in his backyard.
We'll hook up to that bitch and take XM right down, bro.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Oh, man, we got goals.
Dude, so Justin and I do have goals. Like, our first goal is to have everybody in the band become completely electric. So 3 of the 6 of us are fucking driving electric vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're kind of pompous little fuck faces. And so we're giving...
You got a leaf?
I do. And Justin, what do you got, Justin?
I have 2 electric cars, actually. You don't have to be rich to drive electric cars, by the way. I'm not wealthy. No, I have a Bolt, a Chevy Bolt, and a Spark EV, which is it's just like a little city car.
So with the Bolt, how long does it take you? You just plug it in at home, right?
Yeah. I just plug it in.
And how long does it take to go from nothing to full charge?
Well, you plug it in every night.
But the thing is, it only recharges at 110, so there's 3 levels of charging, and just plugging it into your wall, just 110 is level 1 charging, and I think you get like 4 miles an hour added back in, which is really slow. However, I drive about 30 or 40 miles a day, so I just come home, plug it in, and I'm at where I was when I left this morning.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I'd love to have. I mean, Teslas are really fucking expensive, but they're really cool cars, man.
Yeah, they are cool. But like I'm telling you, dude, those Leafs. So I have a Leaf, and they're starting to sell those replaceable batteries. So like my plan is to replace my battery and give the Leaf to Zach because, dude, you can only go like you only have like 70 miles, so you can only go 30 miles away and come back. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a perfect excuse for Zach to just stay over at a buddy's house. Dad, the car's out of juice.
Yeah. But here's the thing: is that okay? So there's consequences. But like, remember, we would fucking roll to Ocean City, and you know what I mean? Like, it would prevent him rolling fucking 3 hours away.
Okay.
Your whole car's out of juice thing made me rethink.
It's a good excuse.
That's a pretty good excuse.
Hey, fuck you, Todd. Just fuck you.
God damn
He'll
it.
be like, "Hey, Dad, if you want me home, you should have given me a car. I didn't have to plug it in the wall." Like a normal person. No, dude, I would be on. I have a car it's 5 years old and it's paid for, so I'm not like really in a huge rush to sell it. But I would love to have an electric car. Absolutely.
Dude, so I bought a used Leaf with a brand new battery pack in it because it was under warranty, and Nissan's original batteries were pretty terrible. So I bought a Leaf with a brand new battery for $4,500, and my car payment was less than I was paying in gas in the car I had. So I literally just bought another car and saved money by having an extra car.
Well, and there's less shit with those cars to go wrong too, right?
There's nothing. Totally. Yeah. I mean, like, all you have to do is fucking change the brake pads.
Right.
And even at that, most of it's regenerative braking. We're talking about nerdy stuff and not music.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we're supposed to be... Yeah, okay.
So hey,
you guys want to hear about my compost toilet?
You don't do
that.
No.
A day, I fucking shove water straight at my ass.
So it's after 10. Let's what do you say we put a ribbon on this thing? But I would love it if everybody out there watching still would go over to razortowrist.com. There's a free download up there right now of Status Quo, which is a song that one of the first singles that we released from the Celebrity album. And take a listen to it. It's free. Download it. Check it out. And if you like what you hear, there's the pre-order link there if you want to grab up the CD and a T-shirt or whatever on our merch page. We'd appreciate it. And I'd like to thank Justin for putting this together, man. Thank you for doing this. Now knowing that we can actually do this, I might harass you in the future and
let's do it.
Things like
okay. Shit out of stuff like this.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that, guys, and we appreciate it.
Hey guys, congratulations on a great album.
Thank you.
Everybody go out and pick it up, especially that sweet ass sweatshirt.
Hey, listen, and likewise, thank you guys for fucking putting us on Razor to Wrist. I mean, I feel like with all of this, I've like come home.
Your roots.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Love you too.
All right, man.
All right, guys. Be good. Nice talking with you.
Hey, thanks for everybody for watching, and we'll do this again soon.
And to that guy in Oklahoma City, we had more than 15 people after Psycho Stick played. Fucker.
Fuck off.
That guy could fuck off. All right. Bye.
Quick.